Hi, I'm Carol Webster, author of the Holding Space Practice. Welcome to Beyond. Hi, I'm Carol Webster, author of the Holding Space Practice. Hi, I'm Carol Webster, author and founder of the Holding Space Practice. We're going to do another day of Beyond Yoga. Today, we're not going to add any new poses. It's really important to memorize what you have so far. But we are going to do a little bit of refining on part. But we are going to do some refinements. I had somebody that's been doing this course with us, and she had some questions about her shoulders and about her low back, and she's starting to feel a little bit of the effects of the yoga and wonders if she was doing it right. So we're going to work on a little bit of the mechanics today. When you're ready, go to your mat and we'll get started. Hey, I don't know, Ashley, Patty, if you're on, maybe you could let me know that you can see the tape, the video, whatever. I'm going to attempt to do a different camera simultaneous today. Hi, I'm Carol Webster, author and founder of the Holding Space practice. Today we're going to do our next video in Beyond Basics. We're not going to learn any new poses today. You already have the 3-3-3-3-3 series. It's a really good practice and you can do that for a long time until it feels comfortable. But one of our students this week let me know that she was starting to feel something a little bit in her shoulders and in her low back. So I'm going to teach a little bit of refinement today at the beginning of our practice, and then we will go straight through our 3-3, there are 5 threes, that practice where we do lots of 3 sets of poses. So heading to the mat, here we go. So before we begin our actual practice, I want to workshop a little bit of what we call chaturanga. That's that push-up position that we are doing, and then we also are going to go into a little bit of downward facing dog. So just come to your mat and come down, hands and knees. Oh, whenever I get in this position, I just want to do a little cat and cow. So the cat is a really round back, cow, the middle is low, the chest and the tail is high. So just kind of breathe into the cat and the cow. We'll do 3 of those because obviously we like the number 3. In yoga, 3 is thought as a number of completion. And I think you can think of a lot of ways how a triangle brings steadiness. Okay, so as if we were going to do a push-up from our knees, I want you to come down, bend your elbows way out. See how they're coming out to the side, and then bring your elbows in this way and come back up. So that helps to line up the arms. This crease of the elbow is actually heading forward instead of inward towards your body. So there's a rotation of the arm that way. When we are in downward facing dog, let's start with downward facing dog. When we are in downward facing dog, we want to feel that rotation coming in. I cue sometimes when we're going down to bring your elbows in. So that's what we're doing. This is when they're splayed out, the elbows come in towards your ribs. So we always want to keep that elbow towards the ribs on our chaturanga. So let's do that. Step back into your high plank. Rotate those elbows in. Drop the knees, keeping the upper arm close to the ribs. Come down. And then up into the upward facing dog. That may feel like a whole lot more work than what you've been doing up to this point. What that will do is also, it will build your upper body, but we need to do something with our lower body also. So here we go with rotating those elbows in. Now, we don't want cow right here. See, my middle is low. Bring it up so that the navel is going towards the front of the spine is one way to talk about it. Or I could talk about it baby cat. So big cat, everything is curved. Baby cat, just the low belly goes into a little bit of that position. As you hold that and go down into your chaturanga, it will be much more balanced. So from here, now you kind of move forward and look up. There's your upward facing dog. And as you go into the upward facing dog, keep that engagement. So you can start feeling it in your low back. If you're coming down, so this is a beginner will often come down, lay down on the mat so that there's no there's no energy in the body, and then they push up. So this is going to, look at my shoulders, this is going to cause a problem in the shoulders, and then there's too much of a hinge in the hip area going backwards, and that's where you start to get the low back pain. So once more, bring your hands on the mat, elbows way out, bring the elbows towards each other. That's the position. Hands should be starfish. They should be really wide and pushing down, especially where the thumb and the first finger come together in the hand. Really push that down, elbows in. This is a lot more work. Now bring the navel up, that baby cat back. Now we're ready to do our little push-up or chaturanga, and then upward facing dog. Now in the upward facing dog, you could lift your legs, toenails are down, and then there's going to be energy coming in the legs. It's not just kind of lifting up like is very typical. Let's see. Seems like it's going to say one more thing. And then put your knees down, turn your feet, and we're in downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, there's a tendency for the elbows to go out again. Bring those elbows closer together and push the mat away from you. This is how you'll build your upper body strength and make it so that your shoulders are not so sore. So what's going on when shoulders are sore is we're carrying a lot of the stress in our traps right here at the top of our shoulder, and we need to put more emphasis on the muscles below our shoulder. And these muscles on the sides are what is going to help our traps to feel better as we build these muscles right here. So think about if you were going through a doorway that's kind of narrow and you're barely able to get through, and you're just standing there at the doorway, and then try to push outward on the door frame. So just imagine that, and notice which muscles, when you do that, engage. Your pecs down the side is what's going to engage. So if you're doing that, you're pushing your shoulders outward. That's the same action as when we bring the elbows in. So give those things a try today when you go through, especially our sun salutes. And we'll go ahead and get started with our practice now. Come to the top of your mat. Just taking a good breath in. Bringing your mind to the practice. Hands together in prayer, Anjali Mudra. Feeling length through your entire body. Feet stably on the ground. The top of the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Breathing here. There may be other things that your mind wants to think about. Just keep bringing it back to your mat through your entire practice. Sometimes it helps to dedicate your practice to a particular person or something that you want to accomplish, and every time you find your mind wandering away, you remember that particular dedication that you have to maybe somebody special or to some project that you're trying to do, knowing that if you will focus on this practice, it will allow you to focus on that other thing that you really want. So let's exhale all of the air. Inhale for an Om and begin. Exhale, inhale. Hands to thighs. Inhale, bring the hands up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, forward. Hands on the mat, knees bent as much as needs be, head heavy. Inhale, look up, but leave the hands there and try to pull your shoulder blades back towards the spine. Exhale, step back, high plank, baby cat back, elbows in, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Baby cat back there. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now bring the elbows in and push the mat away. This is a lot of extra energy in the arms if you haven't been doing it. That's 2 breaths. Keep breathing. 3, 4, starfish hands, all on the mat. 5, inhale, look up to the thumbs, and then step towards your thumbs. Exhale, bring the head down. Inhale, stand, bring your thumbs up above your head, looking at the thumbs, and then exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, hands up. The hands can be, I'm stopping again. The hands can either come straight forward in front of you, or if it feels better, they can come out. And a lot of people will do that. I'll try that a couple of times today too. Exhale the hands down, head down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Elbows in as you take your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. And remember, bringing the elbows energetically towards each other. That's 1. Inhale. Hands are in starfish. Exhale. 2. Inhale again. Thumbs, first finger at the base. Push them into the mat. 3. And 1 more breath. 4. Last breath. 5. Inhale, look to the thumbs. Come towards the thumbs. Exhale the head down. Inhale, stand, bring the hands up, looking up towards the thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. 1 more. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, hands down, head down. Inhale, look up, shoulders back. Exhale, step back. High plank, elbows in. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now cue yourself again, bringing those elbows towards each other, which makes the shoulders wide. That's 1 breath. 2. 3. Wide hands. 4. And 5. Inhale, come forward, step towards your hands. Exhale the head down. Inhale, bring the hands up. I'm doing them wide this time. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, I've lost track. Was that 3 or 4? We're going to do another one just to be able to practice. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, head down. Elbows in. Inhale, shoulders are wide. Exhale, high plank, bringing the belly button up. Low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, keep working on your arms, hands flat. 4, 5, inhale, look forward, step forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, stand up, look up, breathe up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskar B. Bending the knees, hands scoop up, look up. Exhale the hands down, head down. Shoulders wide, elbows in, look up. Inhale. Exhale, high plank, elbows at the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, stepping forward with the right foot into a lunge. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down, step back. Knees down, elbows in, looking forward is good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, stepping forward with the left. Lunging, hands up. Exhale, hands down, wide hands, step back and down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. 1, 2, bringing those elbows again towards each other. 3, pushing the hands into the mat and away from you. 4, 5, inhale, look forward, step forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, bend the knees as you stand up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, inhale. Oh, I forgot to bend my knees. Let's try it again. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, hands down, head down. Inhale, look up, shoulders are back. Exhale, step back. High plank, you could just stay in this high plank and think low plank. And then upward facing dog on the inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward with the right hand. Inhale the hands up. Exhale the hands down. Step back. Knees down, elbows in, dip. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Inhale up. Sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands down. Look forward as you step back, elbows in and down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now if you're breathing hard, and this is really hard for you, bring your knees down and then send your hips back to your heels and just breathe in this child's pose position. Lift again in a tiny baby cat back, even in this position. 3, 4, and 5. Look forward, come up into your downward facing dog and immediately forward on an inhale. Exhale the head down. Inhale, bend the knees as you come up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last one. Inhale, bend the knees, hands up. Exhale, hands down, head down. Inhale, look up, shoulders back, elbows in as you step back on the exhale and down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward with the right. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, hands down, stepping back. This is a long exhale. You could even not dip and just stay up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step forward with the left. Lunge as you bring the hands overhead. Inhale, exhale, hands down. Now just stay up and drop your knees instead of bending your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing. That's 2. Elbows in again. Rotating. Hands wide. One more breath. 5. Inhale, look forward, step forward. Exhale the head down. Inhale, bend the knees as you come up. Exhale, stand, Samastitihi. That was our third Surya Namaskar B. If you can do 5, that's even better, but we're going on to Padagustasana. Feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, bring your ribs away from your hips, and then come forward into the forward fold. Taking your toes, 2 fingers between the toe, big toe in the middle, next toe. Inhale a little straight and high, then exhale into the pose. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead, bend your knees. You can bend them a lot. Feel the ribs next to your thighs. You may even be resting on your thighs. Keep breathing. Now, try to straighten your legs until you feel a little something in your hamstrings. Take it to your edge, back off slightly, and that's your pose. Inhaling one more time. Exhale. Now inhale, just look up. Keep your hands where they are. Straighten your arms if they're not straight. Step on the palms of your hands. Inhale, really straighten up again. Exhale. Again, if you need to bend your knees, bend them a lot. Feel your ribs on your thighs. Then straighten your legs, keeping the ribs on the thighs. Inhaling again. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, push into your feet as you stand up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Stepping out to your right, Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. So right toe pointing towards the back of your mat, up out of the pelvis, ribs high, and then tilt to your side, over to the right. Left hand goes into the air. Put your hand wherever it reaches. Breathe. 2, 3. Push into the feet again. 4, extend the spine. 5, inhale, stand up. Pivot on your feet. Go to the second side. Hand is down. Right hand in the air. You can look to your hand or look forward if your neck hurts. 2, push into the feet again. This brings energy up your legs. 3, extend the back of your neck. 4, and 5. Push into your feet as you stand up. Pivot on your feet again. Reverse triangle. Bring the left hand towards or past center and down, looking the opposite direction. Your right hand is in the air, looking towards the right hand. If that is hard and it helps, you can just put that down on your back. If you feel really tippy, heel toe your right foot out to make a wider stance. 4 and 5. Inhale, come up, pivot on your feet. Exhale, bringing the right hand past center or to center and back down. Again, heel toe your left foot out if it feels unstable. Push into your feet, keep breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, feet together, Samastitihi at the top of the mat. Now I'm going to bring my block with me for extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Stepping out to the right, a little wider than triangle, pivoting on my feet, bringing my block to the right side of my right foot, bending the knee, trying to find that 90-degree angle, pushing away with my right hand, keeping that 90-degree angle, opening my chest towards the ceiling, extending the left arm past my ear, maybe looking up at my palm above me. Inhaling and exhaling. 3, 4, pushing into the feet again. 5, push into the feet, bring the block with you, pivot the feet, come down to the second side. Block is in my left hand to the left of my left foot. Lunging into the knee, pushing into the feet, opening the chest towards the ceiling, bringing the right hand past my ear, breathing. 1, 2, pushing into the feet. 3, maybe think about that baby cat back here. 4, 5, bring the block with you, stand up, push into the feet, pivot on the feet. Now, bring the block in your left hand towards the outside edge of your foot, and you can just put your hand on that block. This is reverse triangle. Reverse side angle with the knee bent. You can do it this way. And I've got my hand just on my thigh, bringing my thigh towards my ribs and trying to look towards my right and do a little bit of a twist. My back foot is on the ground. It could be lifted if that helps. There's stability in putting it down. If this is too much, come out of it. Just come down on your knee and twist towards your right. This is probably more useful for a beginner. But if you feel like doing that balance, you can come up on the back foot. So let's call that 5. Inhale, come up, switch to the second side, taking the block to the outside of the front foot and bringing your hand past your knee onto that block. That could be one version. Actually, you're supposed to have your hand up, but right now I'm just keeping it down, bending the knee. Second option is to fall over, is just to put down the back knee and look towards the bent side knee. You can put your hand over there and push if you want. So this is a twisting pose. And 5, inhale, look forward, come up into a standing position, and Samastitihi. Those are our 3 poses in standing. Now we're going to go to our seated poses. To get there, we do a vinyasa, which is sun salute A without holding the downward facing dog. So inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. That fold is going to feel better than when we started. Inhale, look up. Exhale, high plank. Knees down, elbows in, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then just bring your knees down and sit down on your bottom. Feet forward. Depending on the flexibility of your hamstrings, it may be easy to sit up tall into staff pose. When I started, I think this is about where I was. My hamstrings wouldn't let me do anything more than that. A second way of doing this is to bend your knees a little bit, allowing this to become very straight. That's an option when you get started, to start this until your hamstrings get further and further stretched. So 5 breaths here. That's about breath 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do a vinyasa. I'm going to teach you the vinyasa between poses. So to do a vinyasa from seated, bring your feet in, maybe pull your feet even closer, round your back, so back to the cat back, and push yourself forward over your knees, stepping back with your feet High plank, elbows in, low plank, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and then we're coming through again to our seated position. Now we're ready for Paschimottanasana, which is a seated forward fold. Bring your ribs away from your hips and then tilt forward wherever that is for you. Now, I don't know about you, I have a little roll right here. I'm pushing that roll up into my ribs and then over the top. That can be really helpful for me to keep this straight, but then be able to go forward. If you can take your toes without compromising the straight back, that's a great position. Let's call that the third breath. Really play with the edge of your range of motion. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, stay where you are. If your hands are on the side, just keep them on the side. If your hands were at your toes, put them on the outside, like you're holding a book. My thumb is on the big toe, at the base of the big toe, and kind of pulling the pinky side of my foot out so that it's really parallel and perpendicular and squared out to the mat. So inhale a little higher, try to lift the ribs. Exhale maybe a little bit forward so that you have a little more stretch in the hamstrings if you need more stretch. Inhale and exhale. Let's do another one. Inhale tall, exhale, allow a little bit more fold if it will go. One last breath. Now inhale, look up. You're already mostly up. Exhale, bring the hands to your side. Cross at the ankles. Roll forward with that rounded back. Lifting if you can. Stepping back. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And bringing the feet underneath you again. Here's our third pose, Purvottanasana. This is also called reverse plank. I'll show you the whole thing today. So bringing the hands behind, maybe 8, 10, 12 inches, just so that you can feel wide in the shoulders. You don't want to have the palms of your hands up. Make sure your whole hand is down. Maybe lean back a little bit. This feels really open in my chest. Now, here's one option. Put your feet on the ground and push up. This is called tabletop. That's one option. You would do 5 breaths there. The more difficult option, more challenging, is to keep the heels down, push into the hands, point your toes, push into your heels, and raise up this way. And that would be 5 breaths here. Now I'm looking down at my navel. You can also let your head drop back if your neck feels okay and really open this way. But be careful when you come down, exhale as you come down, that you don't hurt your neck. Now inhale, sit back up, cross at the ankles, really round the back, coming forward over the knees, and exhaling your feet back, and then it's an exhale down, inhale up, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog, and then come forward again to your seated position. We're ready for our closing. Sitting tall in a comfortable cross-leg position, using a block if you need to, whatever works for your body. There's not, the only wrong way you can do this is to not listen to your body. So whatever your body needs, that's what you do. Bring your right hand out, thumb down, bring it around, hug your opposite side, other side, bring it around. Shoulders roll back, shoulder blades towards the spine, collarbones are wide. Now exhale as you take a forward fold to wherever it goes for you. And 1.
You can close your eyes here too. Try to gaze towards that middle space between your eyebrows with your eyes closed. I know that sounds funny. It's called Shiva's gaze. That's about 5, 6. Shoulder blades towards the spine still. 7. Last breath. 8. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the pose. Bring your hands in front. Elbows straight. Wrists straight. Palms open, ready to receive. Sitting tall in your spine. Inhale very slowly. Well, let's exhale all of the air out first. It helps. Now inhale slowly on a 10 count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale slowly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale slowly. Eyes are open on this. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, still sitting tall. Inhale, this is breath 4. Elbows are straight. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more slow breaths on your own. Keep your breath going at a slower pace each breath. When you get to the end of your own 10th breath, just let your elbows relax into your ribs. You may have one more yet to go. So at the end of your 10th breath, just let your elbows relax into your sides. Close your eyes and just sit for a moment. Just be with yourself. You're not doing a pose here. This really isn't part of the practice, but it's part of what my teacher's teachers had taught her. Just don't let your mind pick on yourself. Be with yourself with compassion. Now open your eyes gently, hands down to your side, thumbs towards center, and lift off of the ground as best you can. Breathing, try to get as many breaths here as you can. Slight cat back here, a little bit of a squeezing in the belly, not much. And when you've had as many breaths as you can take, then you exhale, bring your bottom down. One more vinyasa. You can keep your legs right where they are or bring them up like we were doing and just roll over your knees and do a vinyasa. Bring your knees down and go into your Shavasana. Tucking your shoulder blades under, palms are up. Relax everything into the mat. Check your eyebrows. Sometimes they get furrowed. Let that release. Check your jaw, your tongue. Release into the earth. The back of the head sinks a little further into the earth. Backs of the shoulders. arms, backs of the hands. Check your abs, let them release. Your glutes, the calf muscles. Notice your heels sinking even more into the ground. The breath should be just your natural breath. There is no measured breath during Shavasana. You're really just letting go. This pose can be quite uncomfortable for some people. If it's uncomfortable with your low back, make sure that you bring your knees up during this pose, or have a cushion or something or blankets underneath your thighs so that it takes strain off of your low back. Other people, it's not their body, but it's their mind that makes this a difficult pose. Those people probably have already turned off the video and are on their way out the door to whatever their next thing is. If you're still with me, just know that that's normal to feel anxious about being quiet. It's good training for your mind. Just keep bringing it back. This is not going to be forever. It really should be, if you can take as long as 10 minutes, that would be good. Some people will play relaxing music during Shavasana to help ease their mind. Others count their breaths to keep bringing their mind back to their breath. So begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers, moving your legs a little bit, bringing your knees up towards your chest maybe, and you're going to roll to your side into a little bit of a fetal position, or whatever is comfortable. You can use your arm for a pillow, keeping the eyes closed and the mind calm. One more breath right here, and then depending on whichever side you're laying on, my left hand is pushing me up and coming with my eyes closed into a seated position. Just taking one more moment to notice how I feel. Bringing the hands together, Anjali Mudra or prayer. I like this symbolism of this particular mudra. The thumbs are pointing towards me, my heart. The first finger are pointing towards God or bigger power than me. The other three fingers are pointing towards the rest of humanity, my family, my friends, people I don't know. Yet we are all connected, like our hand is connected. We're separate yet connected. One more Om. Exhale all of your air. Inhale. Thank you for doing this good thing for yourself today. As you make your world better, you make our world better. Namaste.